Hey all you YouTube fans, it's Librous Blood here, and we're back for another episode of Notch, the Innocent Luna, Eclipsed Sinners. So if this is your first episode of the series, hi, Librous Blood. I'm Librous Blood. There is a warning sign that goes with this game. For those who are previous viewers of this series, you kind of have noticed this is a little different. This is something that I'm trying to do to save myself time if I have to redo videos in case something else gets on my mic or one of my family members comes in randomly. Sometimes I can save the video, sometimes it's just forgone, so I have to redo them. So this is just something that I'll do if I need to save time for videos. And it gives you guys something to listen to in the background that's not blaringly loud. But back to the point for new viewers. So if you've never seen this series before, it is a visual novel series. But unlike most visual novels, it's not a romance or a slice of life. It's kind of slice of life, but not a lot. It's a horror-based visual novel, so there is a lot of graphic content, whether it be in the visual representations that they have, or the language that is used. Sometimes it can be very descriptive. If you want an example, please do go back and watch episode 1, which is the prologue to the game. But yeah, the other problem, or not problem, but the other issue is, if you are watching this for the first time, this game does involve a lot of flashing light and color patterns that might cause epileptic seizures. So if you have a history of it in your family, or if you feel that you have a very high likelihood that you might be susceptible to getting a seizure while watching this video, please let this be as far as you get, because your health is much more important to me than you watching through this video and risking your life just to support another content creator. Trust me, I'd rather you be safe than this video get a bunch of views, because I really would rather not know that some of those views come from people who had complications while watching. So aside from that, last time we had our first ever in-between episode. Alright. Yes, we want to load this. So last episode was episode 4, and in that we finally learned that the mad insane slaughterhouse that we were entrapped within was all in our head. It was actually a dream sequence, which is kind of reassuring, because all the people that we heard dying in that house or in that manor actually didn't die. It was just in our head. The only thing about that, though, is it doesn't really excuse a lot of our actions or choices that we did make while we were in there. One of which was leaving Nanami. So, like, we really can't just be like, "Ooh, we're off the hook." No, we still made that choice as if this were a real life thing happening. So yeah, there's no way of getting out of that. And because of how these, I mentioned it in episode 4.5, which if you haven't seen episode 4.5, please do look at it if you're interested in more of the in-depth analysis behind the game so far and some of the meanings behind it. I know for me, I think it's interesting to delve deeper into a game with like this, because there's so much depth to it beyond just playing through it and just, you know, seeing what endings you can get. So to prepare for that, so I don't go on long rants or these elongated periods of talking about the game and certain aspects of it, I do have this notepad and pen that I will be writing down or jotting down some of the ideas for what I would like to cover in the next game overview or chapter overview. Now, because chapter 1's a little weird and in its length it's pretty decently long, without the prologue included, it took 3 episodes and we're still in chapter 1 right now. I think we're around the halfway point. I'm not sure. But to accommodate for that, every, let's say, 4 episodes, I'm going to do one of those recaps, just so that way there's a little bit of closure to each of the chapters that happens along the way as new developments happen. It might be a little longer than that. It might be more than 4 episodes, then we do one, just because the first 3 episodes of the actual chapter 1 with the prologue left a lot of loose ends and a lot of things where we were kind of guessing here and there. So definitely give it a look. But we're going to continue right here. So luckily it was just a dream. It's such a relief. The dream was indeed a terrible experience. I look up to see the clock. It's 6 o'clock sharp. So early. So 6 o'clock, I mean, for me, that's pretty early. Because I don't get up for school that time anymore. I think once you get into college, like, you only ever get up at 6 if you're going to go work out early in the morning before classes, which is sometimes appealing, but kind of hard to do. Or like, what is the other one? A few of my classmates that I know through choir and stuff, a couple of my choir pals are in like the medical field, or like they're studying to get into the medical field. So like those classes, you have to be up at like 6. Sometimes you get back from the class before at night and you're done with all your studying and stuff at like 2 in the morning. So you don't get a lot of sleep. But it's well worth it. It's a very rewarding career. But yeah, it's so early. Ugh. Don't get up before noon. Only in summer. It's only in summer. Sometimes. I didn't sleep well due to the nightmare. Since I already got up, I don't want to go back to sleep. Today is the first day of the vacation. I have plans with Nanami. Hopefully that myth about like if you think about somebody before you go to sleep or as you sleep, they show up in your dreams. And sometimes people get, how like sometimes if you're thinking about somebody or like you say something about someone, they get like a chill or something. Like some people say, they get a chill because somebody's talking about them behind their back. I really hope this isn't one of those cases, because we kind of left Nanami to the dogs in that dream. But yeah, she will come to see me at 7. Wait, Nanami. Nanami, she was the heroine in my nightmare. I'd rather call her a heroine than a close friend or childhood sweetheart. Besides her strange character and her way of talking in my dream, She was so adorable, as always. And back to our inappropriately, obliviously stupid, love-struck self. And just, in general, obliviously stupid. Like, this character is that, when you're watching a movie and it's a horror film or something, and in the first 10 seconds of the movie, when they introduce you to all these, characters, it's the one. Oh my gosh. I hate this update that keeps coming up because it does nothing for me. Like, it's literally updating services that I don't use on my computer that are kind of mandatory through Dell. Like, it doesn't affect my computer's performance or anything. So it's not like a real computer update. Otherwise, it wouldn't send me stuff like that. And then not forcibly restart my computer. But back on my point, that character where you're just like, that one's gonna die first. That's the character we're playing. Except, unfortunately, because they're the protagonist in this story, they'll never die. At least not for a while. So, and that's not me foreshadowing anything. Like, I've not even gone through this whole game once by myself on my own time. So, not a foreshadow there. But yeah, we're that character that's like, wow, they're so stupid. Like, the person who, like, they'll just trip on air as they're running away. That person. Let's hide in this enclosed space in a shed, and hopefully they won't find me. No, you're encasing yourself, and they will kill you. Instantly, brutally, because you can't escape because you blocked yourself in. Oh well. And if you haven't guessed, I do a couple voices. My voice changes a little bit throughout the video. I'll switch between a couple different pitches or a couple different voices. These videos are another way for me to hone my abilities as a performer. So you guys get to see and come along with me through that process and that journey for myself to improve my skills before real auditions come up. But yeah, you always get to see the best content that I can provide because every time is hopefully a little bit better. So your support is greatly appreciated and welcomed. So, let's continue and see if our lovely protagonist can undig themselves from out of this hole. But it was just a dream rather than reality. It would be awful if my nightmare became real. We basically thought it was real. Are you kidding me? We let several people die. Granted, of all the characters, we probably should have been the one who died, but I'm still a little sleepy. Yep, me every morning. I lie back in bed after talking to myself. There's 1 hour to go. What should I do now? Should I go to her house or wait for her while lying in bed? How about get dressed? Like, take a shower, get ready, get dressed. If you're meeting somebody, I would assume that you'd at least take the preparation time to, spiff up. Especially if you just said that you consider her your childhood sweetheart. Like, pretty sure that gives you cause to want to look nice. Oh, this is an actual choice. Wait for her here and be lazy, or we we can g- go to Nanami's house. Oh my. So, because it entertains me thinking of the protagonist kind of like stumbling down the street and like, fidgeting with their hands and just pacing, trying to get up the nerve to actually knock on the door to his childhood sweetheart's home, we're going to go with this because the visual is hilarious in my head. After deciding to go to Nanami's house, I'm quickly on my way. I, after all, had a strange dream about her, and I'm still haunted by those scenes in my dream. Even though it's not real, still I still feel the great pain of when I couldn't save her in my dream. I mean, we really couldn't save her, mostly because she didn't want to be saved. That's one of those things where it's kind of a hard thing to live with is if somebody really doesn't want to get saved. You can't really forcibly save them. If they think it's their time, then well, I guess and you should as a good person try to convince them that it's not, but sometimes some people just don't want to be saved slash can't be saved and you just gotta truck on through. Oh boy, reality's just top notch. I'm really concerned about her. I'd better see her soon. After I see her smiling face and make sure she's okay, the fear from my nightmare will be gone. I see her coming out from her home. She must have come looking for me. Hey, hey, Nanami. Oh. Hey, Libris. Hey, Libris. Hey, Libris. Morning. It's rare to see Libris coming so early. Yeah, I feel the same. Oh. You strike me as lazy bones. You never get up early. Oh, right in the heart. But true. She called us on our ship. Well, the facade's over.
Oh, you're mean. I came here for you. Can't you say something nice? I'm kidding. I actually want to ask you why you got up so early today. Er, I I probably haven't gotten used to the summer vacation.
I don't know why he keeps saying the before summer vacation. I guess it's more proper. Because I do envision us as being like one of those like kind of nerdy dudes that's like stickler for the rules and everything, but meh.
I'd better not talk about the nightmare with her right now. I'll find a good time to tell her later. Is that so? Weird. Yeah, tell me about it.
Oof, I actually need. Where's my? I know I had a coffee. Had a cup. I know I had coffee. Had a. Oh my gosh. This. Ooh. I can dig it. I like the music. I'm actually gonna put the other headphone in for this one. Because normally I pop out the other one, because usually it's easier for me to hear my voices when I do them. That's good. Probably not the best thing to wet my whistle, but work with what you got. But yeah, this is nice. This is very tranquil. The forest around town is a good place to go with a light mood. It also looks like the stereotypical place in an anime where you'd go to confess your love. Because the tree plus cherry blossom petals floating down, which I don't think it's this. Is it summer that those bloom? I don't know. If you know the answer to that, please put it in the comment section, because I can't remember. I think it's early spring. Or not early spring, but like latest spring where it's actually like sunny out and not dreary anymore. There are rain showers and stuff like that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's real spring. That's when I think cherry blossom trees bloom, but it might be summer, I don't know. Depending when their summer vacation starts and all of that, but it's wonderful lying on the slope and enjoying the fresh air. Nanami must be looking at some odd flowers and plants. She has had a thing for various plants since childhood. So she's into herbs? Wink, wink. Yes, there was a subtle 420 joke in there. I don't outwardly say, yeah, go do it, but like, when the joke is written in there, you know. I mean, I could have also easily made a shrooms joke, but nobody knows what the hell shrooms are unless like you actually pay attention in like health class when they talk about drugs. So, meh. Nanami Shio, who grew up with me, always asked me to come to the forest when we were little. At first, she was afraid of going to the forest alone. Besides, she had few friends in childhood, and I was sort of her close friend. See, I don't get that vibe from that character, at least the way the design looks. She looks like the stereotypical popular girl that randomly, for whatever reason, because your moms were like friends, or your families have been friends for years, or like you live right next door to each other. Like, that's the only situation where I can think of where like this really, in this situation, because it's like basically an anime, but like in this situation where it's like this really popular looking girl who happens to be friends with the nerdiest, most socially awkward guy in the world, who is also just happens to be ridiculously stupid and lacks a lot of common sense. That is me still on my rant about the decisions they would make. But, oh well. We hang out a lot, so the intimacy between us grows naturally. So we just keep each other company most of the time. I recalled after I went out with her a few times, I felt bored and reluctant to go. Ugh. Hate tough words early in the morning. But I became accustomed to it later and had fun. A little more nasally. I think I'm lowering the voice because I know Nanami and his voice got very close to one another in terms of pitch. So I want to try to avoid that. So I might lower his voice if Nanami is in the same scene. We've grown up now and take to spending time like this. When we go out,
I always explore the forest with her.
Yet we still haven't told her how we feel, I can guess from this build-up.
There's no sign of fierce animals in the forest, so it's pretty safe here. I sometimes lie on the grass, enjoying the sun and coziness, and leave her studying flowers and plants. Ah. So tired. I'm going to take a rest here. When I'm absorbed in looking at the sky, I hear Nanami's voice and turn around, finding her lying down beside me.
Oh, well, okay then.
Did you find something new? No. I'm so familiar with all the plants here. Yeah, she must be quite familiar, even with the rare plants after all these years hanging out here. I'm not surprised. It's been a while since I found some new plants. Yeah, even so, you're still obsessed.
I don't know if you want, bro. I don't think you want to use that wording on that. Oh, upset. Infatuated would be infatuated, curious. Infatuated or curious, I feel would be better words that don't, I don't know, entail like craziness. I feel like when you say obsessed, sometimes it gives off the wrong vibe of like batshit craziness. So, alright, and we're getting close to time, so I think I'm gonna read 2 more lines and then we're gonna call it. So,
right, I'm used to it. Don't repeat what I've said.
that was a terrible laugh. Play it again. Alright.
That was worse.
But fortunately for me, I have time to fix it because we are at time. So we'll start here again. In the next episode, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked it, please do click that like button down below. And if you want to see more content like this, or if you have enjoyed the series or any of the other series that I have on my channel, please do click that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, if you have any tips, tricks, comments, questions, concerns, anything and everything under the sun and moon, because this is a horror game, then that comment section down below is your greatest friend and your greatest way of getting in contact with me. And like I said in the video, it is the best way for me to kind of tell if I'm doing better as a performer or if I'm kind of stuck in some middle ground, or if I'm doing worse. That is always a possibility as well. But yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys next time. And this is Libris Blood, and I'm signing out.